This is my 104th long form upload. And I want to be completely honest with you. By almost every metric that the algorithm on YouTube cares about, I'm failing. But I'm still here. I'm still filming and I'm still trying. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what this has actually cost me, what I've earned back, and why I genuinely don't care that this video might flop. Because straight up, this one's for me. Let's talk about the money part first, the ugly part. Real talk, most YouTube channels, at least the finance ones, will show you the highlight reel, the revenue screenshots, the thumbnails that are like made $10,000 in my first year. I'm not doing that, mainly because I haven't done that. Since I started this channel in 2024, I have spent a grand total $11,914.85. Saying that loud is kind of crazy. As of May 2026, that's $330 every single month going out the door into YouTube. Now you're probably thinking, $11,000 on what? Relax. Let me get to that. Let me explain what that actually went towards. First things first is the equipment, camera, the audio, lighting, a few props that I absolutely didn't need, but I convinced myself that I wanted to try it because I wanted to make some skits, and I'm still gonna do it. I took a couple of courses to get better at speaking and packaging content. I have a couple of subscriptions like vidIQ and my website, but the biggest chunk of that money is outsourcing, video editing, and thumbnail design. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Kev, you could have done that yourself. And you're absolutely right. I could, and I did. And this is what I made. And my edits looked like this. Yeah, I put that on the internet. That was on the internet. My family saw that. So instead of spending 6 months or longer trying to become a decent editor, which, let's be honest, I probably never would have, I outsourced it. That freed me up to actually get better at the parts that matter more to me, like writing and storytelling, building confidence in front of a camera. The team that I'm working with now is genuinely great, and I think we're building something really special together. I'll link them down below if you're ever interested in starting a YouTube. But here's the thing I actually want you to take away from this part. We all throw money at stuff that doesn't matter. We all do it. Designer clothes that gets worn twice, subscriptions that we forget about, things that we buy just to prove to a stranger that we have our lives together. So why is it weird to invest money into something you're passionate about, even if the returns aren't there yet? I'm not saying go blow your emergency fund on a camera setup. Please don't do that. But if you've been sitting on a dream, a hobby, a side project, something you've wanted to do since you were a kid, budgeting for it on purpose is not irresponsible. It's actually kind of the whole point. Now, what I've actually earned, the uglier part. Okay, now you want to know the number, don't you? As of May 2026, this channel has earned me $2,060. Most of that is affiliate links in the description, so if you've ever clicked one of those, genuinely, thank you. You funded approximately 6 months of my editing budget. But seriously, whenever I get those notifications that someone clicked a link and started investing, it really warms me up. I save those emails and it makes me really, really happy. But this also means every month I am running at a negative $241.37. So why the hell am I still doing this? This is actually the part I want you to pay attention to because it connects to something bigger than YouTube. And hopefully you stick with me here because what I'm about to say applies whether you want to start a YouTube channel, fund a hobby, or just do one thing this year that's actually for you and not for anyone else's approval. Money is not the only ROI that counts. ROI is return on investment. just in case you don't know. I know that sounds like really cheesy, but give me a second. In 2 years of doing this consistently, I've gained confidence. I used to dread being in front of a camera or groups of people, like full on anxiety, multiple takes just to say my own name. Now I'm still not the best at it, but I am so much less bad at it. And that trajectory matters. Discipline, 104 videos. I don't always feel like it. There are some weeks I genuinely rather do anything else. And by anything else, I mean just like sit on my couch and like watch Netflix. But I show up, and showing up consistently at anything is a skill that bleeds into everything else in your life, including your finances. That's 104 straight weeks, by the way. No misses. Perseverance. I've had videos flop that I was genuinely proud of. I've had videos pop off that I spent 20 minutes researching. The algorithm is really unpredictable, and sometimes it's kind of rude. But I've stopped tying my self-worth to the numbers for the most part. And then there's the stuff that really matters. The DMs, the comments from people who are too embarrassed to say in public that they needed help with money. Friends of friends that I've never met who somehow found this channel and sent me a message saying something here actually shifted something for them. Earlier this year, I signed my first coaching client, someone who's genuinely trusted that I could help them. I'm doing my absolute best to not let them down. You can't put value on that. Well, I guess, yeah, technically you can, but I think you know what I mean. My goal was never to get famous. It was to reach people who are where I was, drowning in debt, feeling behind, and fully convinced that their current situation was permanent. If money eventually follows that mission, amazing. But this mission came first. Okay, so the practical part, you're probably thinking like, I want to do something like this, but I can't afford it. I want to show you how I make it work without destroying my finances entirely. It's honestly very, very simple. YouTube is a line item in my budget spreadsheet. Every time I get paid, a set amount automatically goes into what I call my YouTube fund. That's what pays my editors, my subscriptions, and everything else. I treat this YouTube budget like a bill, like Rogers or like Netflix, except instead of watching other people's content, I'm making my own. Now, if things ever got financially tight, this would probably be one of the first things I'd cut. But I've planned for that. I'm not sacrificing my emergency fund or my investments for this. It lives within what I can afford. That's the move. Budget for things you love on purpose. Give it a line. Make it intentional. And maybe stop waiting until you have like more money, because that day has like a very funny way of never showing up. Okay, I want to show you something. Let me explain it to you like a bro in a loud club. So basically, gold goes up because the dollars get weaker. So like, imagine in 1933, a burger cost like 10 cents. What you're seeing here, this is my favorite video I've ever made. The idea came from a meme. You know that meme where the dude's like in the girl's ear and screaming something and she looks very uninterested? Yeah, that meme. And I thought to myself, that's hilarious. How could I make it educational? Which is exactly the energy that I'm trying to bring to finance content. That video got 50 views. 50. And for a while, that genuinely intimidated me from making more content like it. Like, if I put that much energy into something and it lands with 50 people, is it worth it? But here's what I've learned. The videos that I'm most proud of are almost never the ones that the algorithm rewards immediately. And the opposite is also true. Also, I've started to imagine that the amount of views I get on a video are a room full of people. So imagine presenting something and 50 people show up. Now that number doesn't seem so small, does it? It actually seems kind of huge. So I'm done letting the numbers decide what I make. Finance doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be some dude using big acronyms to make it seem like he's better than you. There's a fun, weird, entertaining version of this, and I think more people would actually learn something if we made it feel less like homework. I never got that when I was battling my own debt, so I'm trying to build the thing I wish existed for me. So that's the video. Mostly me just yapping. It's my 104th upload. Sorry I didn't make it an even 100 for those who are picky about that stuff. I spent nearly 12 grand, made back 2. I'm running at a loss every single month for now. And I have genuinely never been more motivated to keep going. If you've been sitting on something, a hobby, a channel idea, a project, whatever, and you keep telling yourself, I'll start when I have more time or more money or more confidence, you won't. Start messy. Like, go watch my first video. Start messy. Budget for it on purpose. Show up even when it feels pointless. Because 2 years from now, you'll either have 104 videos or you'll be sitting there waiting. Now I know which one I'd pick. If this video meant anything to you, subscribe, join the journey, hit the like button. It's still free for now. And I'll see you next week. Peace. Budgeting, this is a tongue twister.